Hello and welcome to GameGen. Today we're checking out some awesome new management games that are coming soon. Whether you're into building cities, running cafes, or ruling your own kingdom, there's something here for everyone. So get ready to dive into these awesome upcoming games. Planet Coaster 2. Planet Coaster 2 is dropping on November 6, 2024, and it looks like it's going to be a blast for theme park fans. This sequel packs in tons of cool new features, like a full-on water park setup where you can build pools, flumes, and even create your own water slides piece by piece. The customization is next level too. You can slap decorations directly onto rides and coasters, making your park look super unique. Management's a bit more in-depth this time around, with power and water systems to keep an eye on, plus your guests now have emotions, so you'll know exactly how they're feeling about your park. The visuals keep that fun, cartoony style we all know and love, but the water effects are definitely a step up. Bloody Hell Hotel. Bloody Hell Hotel is a management game where you play as a vampire waking up from a long nap to find your once grand estate in shambles. The goal? Turn this spooky ruin into a thriving hotel. You'll repair, customize, and manage the place, but with a fun vampiric twist. You'll get to repair furniture, clean rooms, and decorate to attract guests. But resources are a bit scarce, so you'll need to forage, farm, yep, that means raising undead animals like zombie chickens, and even find some wild mushrooms. Keeping guests happy can be tricky as well, and if you're feeling low on energy, you might have to resort to a little vampiric snacking. As your hotel grows, you can hire fellow vampires to help with cooking and cleaning, but you'll need to manage your finances to keep them around. Nivalis. Nivalis is shaping up to be a chill cyberpunk experience from Ion Lands. The game is basically a slice-of-life management sim set in a neon-lit, foggy world that's just dripping with cyberpunk aesthetics. You'll be managing various businesses, think restaurants, nightclubs, and even a bit of fishing. It's not just about making money though. The game encourages you to take your time, relax, and just enjoy the vibe of running your own little corner of a futuristic world. Visually, it's got a stunning cyberpunk aesthetic, with bright neon lights and detailed environments that really capture the mood. The whole look of the game feels carefully crafted, with the sort of atmosphere that makes wandering around feel satisfying. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and want to see more like it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. Alright, back to the video. Prison Architect 2. Prison Architect 2 takes the micromanagement elements of the original and builds on them, offering an even more detailed experience in its shift to a 3D format. Fans of the first game will appreciate that the sequel retains the same level of control over building and managing a prison, allowing for an even more immersive experience. The new career mode is more polished, and the addition of challenge maps brings fresh opportunities to test your management skills. This shift to 3D brings new angles and makes the prison feel more dynamic, though it does add a bit of extra complexity. Some of the menus and object placements are still a little awkward, but it's clear that the game is aiming for a deeper experience. There have been a few development bumps, but it's nice to see the devs taking their time to get things right. Tiny Bookshop. Tiny Bookshop is a charming management game that lets you run your own cozy little bookstore in a picturesque seaside town. The gameplay focuses on stocking your shop with the right books, giving perfect recommendations to customers, and decorating your little green book wagon to make it uniquely yours. You start by choosing a spot in town, setting up your cart, and watching customers browse through your selection of genres. The game blends running a small business with interior design, letting you add decorations and personalize your space. You'll meet quirky townsfolk, explore new books, and even learn a bit about real literature along the way. The watercolor art style is lovely, creating a warm, relaxing vibe that feels like a true escape. Yes, Your Grace, Snowfall. Yes, Your Grace Snowfall is the sequel to the original game, keeping that kingdom management vibe going. You're back as King Eric, making all those tough choices that can make or break your kingdom. The game mixes managing kingdom resources, handling petitions from your subjects, and dealing with political dilemmas, like handling threats from barbarians who have their eyes on your daughter's hand in marriage. You'll get to help out your citizens, decide who to trust, and manage the usual chaos of running a kingdom. The game mixes serious moments with a bit of charm, and as you help people out, your kingdom grows stronger, unlocking new stuff to deal with. It's set to come out later in 2024, and there's a demo if you want to give it a try and see how it all plays out. Tavern Keeper. Tavern Keeper is a charming management simulation game from Greenheart Games, the creators of Game Dev Tycoon. Set in a whimsical fantasy world, you'll take on the role of a tavern owner catering to adventurers. In story mode, you'll start with a modest tavern and improve it by managing staff and resources, similar to games like 2 Point Hospital. There's also a free-play designer mode for creative customization, though details on that are still limited. Gameplay involves hiring employees, stocking up on supplies from a traveling merchant, and keeping everything clean, all while maintaining a humorous tone with unique customers who might have special quests for you. Scheduled for release on November 5th, 2024 through Steam Early Access, a demo is currently available for players to explore its mechanics and delightful charm. Starminer. Starminer is a space sim that's all about mining asteroids and managing a fleet of ships, with an early access release planned for 2024. You're in control of a range of ships, from tiny mining rigs to massive weapon-packed giants. The game focuses on real physics, so you'll have to think about things like inertia and momentum while navigating space. You get to build up your own fleet, customizing ships and mining stations to suit your strategy as you hunt for valuable resources. As you collect more, you'll unlock new tools and modules, and even open fresh sectors to space. But watch out, the more you build and mine, the more likely you'll attract alien threats. Visually, the game aims for an impressive, realistic space vibe with cool 3D environments. 2 Point Museum. 2 Point Museum is set to launch on March 4th, 2025, and it's the latest in the quirky management series from 2 Point Studios. You'll be running your own museum, complete with exhibits, guest tours, and even dealing with thieves and dangerous displays like carnivorous plants. Just like in 2 Point Hospital and Campus, it's all about that lighthearted, silly fun. You've got more freedom this time around with how you design things. No more strict room buildings. You can create your exhibits just the way you like, using partition walls to make unique layouts. Visitors will have different tastes, so you'll be running guided tours, adding gift shops, and even setting up restaurants to keep them happy. Instead of a simple rating system, the game has an endless star scoring system, so you're always encouraged to keep growing and improving. Farming Simulator 25. Farming Simulator 25 is dropping on November 12th, 2024, and it's packed with cool new features. This game is all about expanding your farm with new crops and animals. There are 3 new maps to explore: Riverbend Springs in North America, a map set in East Asia, and Sri Lanka, which fans of the series will recognize. The graphics and physics are getting a serious upgrade thanks to the new Giants Engine 10. Expect dynamic weather like rain and fog, plus more realistic ground effects. You'll also get to manage production chains, which adds some fun complexity to farming. There's a distribution center to help with logistics, and AI workers and GPS steering will make handling your farm a whole lot easier. Hollywood Animal. Hollywood Animal is a fun strategy simulation game set in the flashy 1920s Hollywood film scene, developed by Weepy Studio. You'll play as a movie studio owner, managing everything from hiring actors and directors to balancing budgets and making sure your films are hits. You get to dive into the whole filmmaking process, writing scripts, casting actors, shooting scenes, and editing the final product. Plus, there's some competition, so you'll need to keep an eye out for what rival studios you're up against and adjust your marketing and release dates to stay on top. The game features the vibe of a changing Hollywood, moving from the wild 1920s to the early days of the Great Depression, which definitely adds some interesting twists to your decisions. Dungeons & Kingdoms. Dungeons & Kingdoms is an upcoming game that blends kingdom management with dungeon crawling. You start off with a group of refugees and help them build a new home, which means chopping trees, planting crops, and even constructing buildings using over 500 different pieces. But it's not just about building. You've got raiders and wildlife to fend off, so you'll want to beef your defenses with moats and archer towers. Plus, there's a day-night cycle to keep things interesting, and if that's not enough, you get to explore dungeons and third-person combat, fighting all sorts of monsters, from big worms to dragons, for loot and unique resources to level up your kingdom. It's dropping on Steam Early Access later this year or in early 2025, so keep an eye out. Art of the Rail. Art of the Rail is a cool transportation sim that gives you a nod to the classic Transport Tycoon games, but spices things up with shiny 3D graphics. In this game, you get to build and manage your own transportation network using roads, rails, tunnels, and bridges, trying to make everything run smoothly and make some cash along the way. You'll need to think about how to set up routes that actually make sense for your game's world economy. Plus, you can create and upgrade different stations, and even tweak the terrain to help your transport network flow better. And if you're up for some multiplayer fun, you can team up or compete with up to 16 players to build your transport empire together. Wanderstop. Wanderstop is an upcoming game that mixes cafe management with a deep story about personal growth and dealing with trauma. In the game, you play as Alta, a former champion fighter who's now running a cozy tea shop in the woods. Even though the setting is peaceful, Alta is working through some heavy stuff from her past in the arena. Gameplay involves typical cafe tasks like brewing unique tea blends, cleaning up the shop, and chatting with customers who have their own stories. While it might seem like just another cozy game, Wanderstop digs deeper into the meaning behind these daily tasks, showing that real healing comes from enjoying the process, not just checking items off a to-do list. Industry Giant 4.0. Industry Giant 4.0 is on the way, and it's bringing back that classic economic strategy vibe we all love. In Industry Giant 4.0, you'll start building your industrial empire in the 1950s. You can dive into 25 different industrial activities, spanning sectors like mining and farming, and create around 60 unique goods. The game really challenges you to manage production cycles and transportation logistics wisely. It's not just about cranking up production and hoping for the best. You'll need to keep an eye on market demand and adjust your strategy as seasons and historical events change things up. Plus, the game will be part of the Steam Next Fest starting October 14th, 2024, where you can try a demo out before the full launch. Alright everyone, that wraps up our look at some upcoming titles from 2024. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to leave a comment below if any of these games caught your eye, or if there are other upcoming releases you'd like to hear about. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing for more gaming content in the future. Thanks for watching.